Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 2, The Do. We're here again with Mark.
Get your mouth beside the microphone. Chachi said it straight. Sorry if the audio stunk on the last one. Primarily for me, I guess, is what we learned. I'm the one that was horrible.
The most experienced guy here. So we are back with Marcos Montes De Oca. Nice. I got it down. And we are going to go right into the next project, which is the EV charging stations. Up there, I believe they're right by the city, between the city police department and the fire department.
Yes, they are.
Could you tell us about what are they and how did that come about?
All right, here's one of those projects that FPL came to us, and it'll get some misnomers too on this project. FPL came to us, and they were really having a concern with people that were having and I don't know if a lot of actually these people that are listening to this are going to know what range anxiety is. So I know a lot of the folks I spoke to didn't, but they have a car, electric car, and they're going from coast to coast. So FPL looked at the map and figured out who they could work with, and I had been reaching out to FPL to do a project with anyway. So they came to us and said, "Hey, would Okeechobee like to have an EV charging station?" And kind of the discussion was, well, what's an electric car kind of thing, for us. But they came to us, and we found a place for them. It's a nice little access, I think, to the park, the City Hall Park that's between the police department and City Hall. And again, it was a project teaming with FPL. Now, the big misnomer was, and we still deal with this, is the city does not have to pay for anything. It is in the city park.
Could you say that again, please?
The city does not have to pay anything. Okay, it does
no
not cost
taxpayer
us,
dollars.
No taxpayer dollars.
Okay.
Because what FPL does, because actually it's a potential money maker, but not a huge one, is any electricity that we use on that for the year, FPL trues up with us at the end of the year. Like you say, we have a line every day, and there's a lot of people using the charging station. Any additional revenues above that, we get to keep. Now, again, I think that we're talking about tens of dollars. It's not millions. It's tens of dollars. But the idea is it provides a service. You had to get another service the city has to try to get you downtown to come to a park and just enjoy the city. Because I don't want to get left behind, and I know we'll touch on other things, but I think if we don't do these things for folks to come through, not only just visitors, but for our own citizens here, you get left behind. And nobody wants to be Radiator Springs, bro.
Yeah.
That's that 4 kids thing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, one thing that I found so interesting was your previous work that you did with FPL. And I think, it's not to commend you a little bit here, or not to say that we're lucky as residents of Okeechobee to have you in this position, but your experience as an engineer provides opportunities that otherwise, we might not receive from another random engineer, or I'm sorry, city administrator.
Well, at FPL, I worked with them a long time. I mean, done a pretty large project with them, and Martin Solar was the engineer record for that, and the photovoltaic field over in by Arcadia. And Stephanie, who'd come in and started this kind of project introduction, I went through leadership Palm Beach County with her. So it really was kind of building on the relationships and then taking it one step further on doing a project. And spoiler alert, there might be another one coming, but I can't say anything yet because we're still working on it.
Is it going to be at my house?
No, it's not going to be at your house, unfortunately.
Man.
By the way, I'm just want to thank you for clearing range anxiety, because range anxiety was like, I'm not going to have enough ammo when I go.
No.
That was my range anxiety.
And the sad part is most of us don't. I know my wife does have range anxiety. E goes forever. I mean, she better not listen. So, I mean, us as the gas, I guess, don't have that concern. But, if you're driving an electric car,
you got to be cognizant.
You got to find out where you can go. And these are the rapid chargers. Yeah. So there's only one more that they put in. It was in Palm Beach Gardens. So, again, we're doing really well, I think.
Wow.
Well, something that is... I think a couple interesting statistics. Back in 2010, in the U.S., the entire year, there were just under 2,000 electric vehicles sold the entire year in the United States. Right at 1,900 was the estimate. In 2018, it jumped all the way up to 233,000. And by 2025, it's expected to be somewhere between 10 and 25% of total vehicles on the road are going to be electric of some sort. And people don't think that, I don't see any on the road, so why do we need that? Even if it didn't cost anything, some people still don't think we should do it. And this is coming. Yeah. Whether we believe it as individuals or not, these EVs are coming around. If you look at what, U.S. automakers are doing, if it's either Chevrolet or Ford, I mean, both of these, there are a ton of electric vehicles that they are releasing. So
I'm sure that the guy
Kudos.
making carriages before Henry Ford came out with a Model T was like, those things will never take
Oh,
off.
I got this. Like, but again, either you do something or you get left behind.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the technology's there.
Yeah.
And to me, to allow them to have a place to come downtown too. I mean, I know it's, what they consider one block off of Park Street, but it's really close to come down and spend the day. And so actually, it's only 45 minutes, but I'm assuming they come back, stop for lunch, take a picture in front of the tank or something, and then go back on their way. The idea is they visited Okeechobee and maybe spent some dollars here.
Well, this kind of leads into, are there some other projects you're working on for the parks themselves?
Right now, yes, we just got approval of the last one, which is one I'm really excited about. This one I want to
say, are we going in parks?
Are we
or
going
another direction?
Let's
here?
go in the parks. We're here at parks.
All right,
we're at the parks.
Let's do it. We're at the park. Hey, we're at the park,
All
everybody.
right,
We're at the park.
because this one
There's no rules.
And by the way,
there's no rules. It's like Outback. There's no rules. Just right.
Just right. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing,
Not an official sponsor, I want to point out.
Yes, but
However.
we're open to it. But we're open to it. In case there is anyone that's wondering where we're talking about between City Hall and the City Police Department, I think something that more clearly identifies it is where it's you often see Santa there for the city.
The city Christmas tree.
Right over there.
lighting
Yeah, the
ceremony.
city's Christmas tree. Excellent point. Yeah. So anyway. Keep going, parks. Go all the way, guys.
All right.
You-
You want me to do it?
I want you to roll with
I'm
it.
excited.
I'm
I'm
excited.
excited.
too.
This is a big one, and it's a big one for me because it started kind of like a small idea that's now it's kind of steamrolled. We're going to put in solar hotspots, solar-powered hotspots. The idea was for a lot of the children right now, especially in our demographic in Okeechobee, don't have access to internet, don't have access to a Wi-Fi connection. So what we can do is put a hotspot, a Wi-Fi connection point for these kids to come do their virtual schoolwork. The idea is not only can they do virtual schoolwork, maybe have come down, you have a meeting in the park. So the idea is to have more people.
Maybe
again,
record a podcast.
Hey, that would be a cool place to do it. There might be a little traffic, a little noisy, but the idea is to come down to the parks. So it's a solar powered. It's literally, you're going to see it come in here probably another 8-9 weeks. And I'll touch on a little bit more what we're going to do. Parts are on order now, but it will be just a single pole with a solar panel on it. And there'll be a box. And inside that box, there'll be a router, there'll be a little antenna, and it's a standalone hotspot. They'll be all in Flagler Parks, which are all our parks from the main intersection by the tank all the way to the Butterfly Garden to the cooler.
Wow.
We'll have Wi-Fi connection, and Centennial Park. So
That's
And
amazing.
Centennial
Now, what
Park.
kind of speeds
and City Hall Park and Centennial Park.
Oh,
man.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So what kind of speeds are we talking here?
They're going to be a little bit faster than cellular.
Okay.
I mean, we're not talking about, upload and download like you're connected, 1 gig up, 1 gig down, kind of that speed. But the idea is it's for more schoolwork. I mean, if you'll be able to watch a video, thing like that, 26 users per poll, and I think we're doing 7. So, I don't think that there'll be that many users at each time.
Well, I live out in on Dark Hammock, and that sounds a whole lot faster than what I get at my house. So that sounds great. Literally this morning, Magnolia says, "Daddy, can you fix the internet?" It's like, no, I literally can't. But apparently Marcos can.
I have a fantastic sound clip on that one, by the way, when Evan was little, about no internet. Again, it's kind of a culmination. What can we do with how can we address CARES dollars with COVID, and how we can help our community, and then it steamrolls into having people come down to the parks. Well, and this I'm gonna add, I'm gonna keep talking. I like this.
Go with it.
This is a project for Florida Engineering Society. I'm part of the Florida Engineering Leadership Institute. I'm now a co-chair since I got to be that cool president last year. The coolest part about that is you get to be the co-chair for the next year's leadership class. So they've adopted this program. They're going to come help with the installation of this class. Of course, 30 engineers. It's going to be done perfect. And then we're going to expand upon
that.
This.
Is so many bosses.
You're going to expand what?
We're going to expand this project statewide. We're trying. We're going to be raising dollars, and I'll probably have to come on a podcast and start asking people for corporate donations.
Sounds like you started already.
Hey, there you go. Get in contact with these guys.
Yeah.
All right. Was to take the same project and maybe elaborate a little bit and take it to areas where a demographic's not there. Kids and people that can't afford internet or connected to internet, as long as there's a cellular signal, a decent cellular signal, we'll be able to put this standalone unit. So we're looking at a couple places now, classes getting together to raise money and kick off the project. So it was kind of cool that Okeechobee gets to lead the way for a state initiative with a bunch of engineers who are techie. And I really like that starting here.
So now if people are watching or listening right now and they think, wow, that'd be great in my neighborhood. We've got so many kids because of COVID that are learning from home right now. what would they need to do? Let's just say, could a neighborhood get together and say, hey, we're gonna pitch in the money together like this, or is it, how's that work?
I think it's kind of cost prohibitive. I think if you were
Okay.
trying to do it just for a neighborhood.
Okay.
The only reason I say it, I think the ongoing costs are pretty straightforward.
Okay.
I mean, ongoing costs are $1,200 a year, so about $100 a month.
Oh, wow.
For it's
Nice.
the infrastructure. It's always the infrastructure. Infrastructure is about $4,000-$5,000 per pole.
Okay.
So again, it's a panel, the cradle point, buying the hardware. It gets up there pretty quick.
But that sounds a whole lot better than what I thought you were going to say. I mean,
No.
that sounds, that's amazing.
Yeah, we went through
Excellent
the agenda.
work.
It was 7 for 33,000, and that includes all the base. Now again, not installation.
Now, how long ago did you start discussing this at the city?
It wasn't that long ago. We talked about like Polk County does have like a 5G to 5G. I started to carry for a little bit on some ideas, but it seemed like there wasn't a whole lot.
If you could get your microphone together.
I'm
here.
sorry,
glad it's
man.
somebody
I'm-
else messing
I'll
up
hold
beside
it up
me
right
this
here.
time.
Can you engineer something over there
Yeah,
to make it work?
I just did. Look at that.
Where's some duct tape?
It's eco-friendly.
Give me some duct tape.
But it was something what we could do. So I actually reached out to a couple different companies, and we had a contract with Verizon of all people. Hey, we're not sponsors, but maybe. I may hit them up for some corporate stuff.
Yeah.
But it's what can they give me? Since we have a contract, what can we work on? We have state contracts on. And it came up with this idea. Now, there's a couple package deals that they do that's something close, but nothing that what we wanted. So we ended up, designing our own, basically.
Wow.
That's exciting.
That
Hey,
is.
I'm stoked about it.
Well, but I mean, would you still say, was this 90 days ago you started talking about
Oh
this
yeah,
at the city?
it couldn't have been more than that. I mean,
Okay.
I just got things put together here the past couple months.
Yeah, but
Oh,
still,
wow.
you think that everybody, that's exactly why we're doing this podcast. Because even if it was just 2 months ago or 3 months ago, this is ridiculously cool.
Yeah.
I mean, this is amazing that Okeechobee is going to have this kind of offering, and I'm assuming the majority of the people watching or listening were clueless about it. So
Oh, I'm sure.
that's the kind of stuff that we want to talk about. So thank you for bringing that up.
It's kind of stuff that I enjoy bringing. That's the kind
Yeah.
of stuff that I hope that what comes up in my head that we can do.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get Okeechobee on the map.
So I think we need to call this one
Okay.
for the end of this episode.
Wasn't there something else solar powered that are in the parks?
I think we need to wait on that one.
Okay.
So that's okay. Only
All right.
because I'm looking at battery life here on cameras.
Gotcha.
So again, everybody, please make sure you like, subscribe. This is the Get Local podcast. I'm JD Mixon. This is,
Michael Hazellief.
and again, we were with Marcos Evo Montes De Oca, City Administrator for the City of Okeechobee. So thank you for being with us again, Marcos.
Hey, no
and
problem.
everybody stick around for the next episode. Yeah, there we go.
I never change. I'm always wearing the same thing. Yeah.